Hey guys, this is Those Guys with your host Matt Marrero along with
Tristan Walter.
Hey Tristan. So we haven't done
Matt.
Doctor Who together, and also I thought
In
you
a
died.
while. What?
Well, no, we haven't. I thought you died. You haven't been on shows in weeks.
Oh.
We were worried about you. We thought you died in the future.
Well, I mean, I might have jumped onto the TARDIS, but
Fair enough. If Capsule Corp's time machine gets destroyed, the TARDIS will always swing on through. It's a very sassy Scotsman. Because we've gone Scottish this year. We've done the first episode before, by the way. Of course, many of you know going through our archives, but it's been a while, since we've done the first episode. So I'm not personally caught up. So if I say anything that sounds silly to any of you that are currently watching, sorry. But hey, guess what? Maybe if you're watching in the archives, this doesn't seem weird to you. Hello, archive people. But here we are, talking about Doctor Who.
So if Matt says anything stupid.
Right, yeah, pretty much. Like, who is Missy? Who is Missy? It's River Song, as if
Oh god.
It's just like that's the thing. Like, I've watched episodes 2 and 3. I believe you're a bit farther than I am right now. But yeah, I've watched episodes 2 and 3. That's
I'm
the ones
current.
that we are focusing on. Yes, you're current, so that means I'll be doing more shows with you. No, because you and I haven't done the show. Last time you just called in to say hello.
Yes.
Last time I did the show with Katie Engesser, hopefully we can get her on sooner rather than later. But either way, right now she's just busy with that whole life thing. It's like, whatever.
That thing that we don't have.
Yeah, right? And she's like, oh, yeah, you have a job. And, I have a job, too. Most of the week. But anyway, so here we are, right, talking about Doctor Who. What did you think about episode 2, Into the Dalek? Overall.
I thought that was an interesting concept, that they were actually going inside one of these things. I mean,
right.
The thought in the back of my head was, well, it's got the Dalek inside, and it's all metallic, and it's got organics inside it. But just the thought of it was like, wait, we're going inside a Dalek. It's just going to be a pure ball of hatred inside, right? It's going to be like a gas giant of just swears and curses and death threats and everything, right? It's this mysterious force that we're not supposed to understand, right?
So to any Dragon Ball Z fans out there, apparently a Dalek can completely destroy Janemba, which is pure things of hatred and just anger. Just you're gonna try and come over here, fatty? Right? Just, immediately destroying it. But yeah, so yes, that is an interesting concept. I also felt the same way. Before we even get into this, by the way, because we're gonna go hard. If any of you want to call in and talk about episode 2 or 3 when we're on episode 2 or 3, please
if
call in.
If you'd like
to
phone in on the TARDIS.
Yeah, if you'd like to phone in on the TARDIS, please call in. The number is 718-664-9468, or if you want to call in just to listen in, you can do that as well. If you just call in 718-664-9468 and you don't press 1 when asked, you can be left on the line just to listen in case for some reason you can't use your internet, your computer, etc., and you just need to listen in through the phone because you just can't get enough of us.
Yeah.
But anyway,
I don't think the doctor appreciates us giving out his number, Matt.
It's not his number. I mean, we're using it through his phone. So if we don't remember to kind of take that off, he's going to get a lot of weird calls. But anyway, so I want to talk about I want to talk about Spider-Man. I want to talk about Dragon Ball Z, all the other shows that they do.
Where's my Pokemon that I won in the contest? What the hell?
We'll get to that later. Don't you worry. But anyway, so inside the Dalek. Right, or into the Dalek, whichever one. It's the same thing. You're going into it. What matters more than just that. What matters is that it's such a cool, as you mentioned, such a cool concept. But even better than that, it's such a nice throwback, I feel, to sci-fi movies that would do stuff like this. The idea of the shrink down, the shrink down Ray and things like that. Just an older kind of sci-fi, but trying to bring it back, and making it different and also bringing the idea of a Dalek back. It's just, well, how are we changing this up? It's like, well, we've seen the inside of the Dalek, but have we been inside of a Dalek? And have we used this sci-fi, convention before? Because I'm sure that I feel like they have used the idea of a shrink ray before. Because I mean, technically they did, a few series back when it was going inside of the robot, but it wasn't really, a situation where you went inside living matter. You just went inside this robot.
Yeah.
So that was, made to be a quote unquote living person. But
all
still,
aboard the magic TARDIS.
Basically.
Bus, school. The
Are
magic
you okay?
school bus.
Are you having a good day? It's a little bit off. Are you okay? How you want to talk about your problems on air? How's everything going? How's it?
It's a side effect of, jumping onto a moving object through time and space.
I feel like it's a side effect of radiation from being inside a Dalek, because apparently the doctor is perfectly fine. Just, there's a lot of radiation in here. Should we leave? No.
Nah, I'm sure you'll be fine.
Yeah.
Oh, wait.
Yeah.
Wait, humans don't like radiation. Never mind. I'll be fine. You won't.
Yeah.
So are you going to do anything about that? No.
No, it's great because it's not even as if saying, like, you should all leave. Because it's, hey, technically the doctor is the only one there that is officially a human. I'm sorry, not the doctor. I'm sorry, Clara is the only one. Doctor is, he's not human. But and I'm sure he can handle the radiation. But the other people there are just, humanoid. But I would assume. But the issue is just that it's just Clara.
I'm surprised they didn't make that reference.
Yeah, it was just very interesting. But anyway.
No, I mean, to the 10th Doctor. It's like, this place is full of radiation. Nah, I've absorbed a hell of a lot more than this. I'll be fine.
Yeah, pretty much. They're really trying to. It's very interesting how they're really making this its own thing, like really trying to separate it from references to the past, which I enjoy. Actually, I really enjoy, because sometimes I get a little bit. References are just fine, but I think they should be very subtle, or they should come later on in the series. Where when you're first dealing with a doctor, you really, new doctor, you really shouldn't be cramming it in.
Own. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, that's why I wasn't a big fan of the first episode, and I think that these two may have been better than the first episode of this series, because there was just a lot of, let's just show people from the old, from the old Doctor, old as in the previous one, and you sit there and you go, I don't know, I know Ninth did it with 10th as well, but it was a thing where it was a bit more transitional. Where it was just, all right, the series is ending, but the companions didn't go away. But with transitioning into the first episode of this series, it seemed as if it was going to be a rebirth, right? New things, and then to go to the same people again. So in these two episodes, I was a really big fan of just them kind of doing their own thing and possibly setting up for the future.
Right.
Yeah, because we have a Dalek out there that believes it, it wants to destroy other Daleks. Now, I'm sure it's been killed already, but we don't know.
Yeah.
Because other Daleks don't expect a Dalek that wants to kill them coming at them. So for all we know, that thing could be running roughshod everywhere, because it's just, hello, Dalek, die, Dalek. What, Dalek? Die, Dalek. And just everywhere. That's my renditioning of Doctor Who, by the way. That's just what I see all the time. Just, hello, Dalek. Hello, Clara. Hello, Doctor. They all speak like Daleks, and they just go, psh, psh. That's the sound effect. I've actually recorded them myself. So...
Dalek, what is wrong with you? Nothing. Then why are you killing everyone aboard the mothership? There's nothing wrong with that. It's what I'm programmed to do. The fuck?
Yeah, right? Just... immediately
completely drop character.
But there's a lot of Dalek killing going on right now. It just, but anyway, getting back to the beginning of the episode.
We'd like to clarify, though, we here at Those Guys do not hold anything against Daleks.
No. If you are a Dalek and you want to call in, please, we will accept that. We do not hold anything against Dalek Americans. But anyway, shut up. We don't laugh. But anyway, so we mentioned the great concept of just the throwback to, the types of films where it was just shrink everything and then put them inside body, right? A really cool sci-fi thing, because I really think Doctor Who kind of needed the sci-fi coming back. Now, it's funny because it's just, you're thinking, he's always going through time and space, jackass. Yes, but the TARDIS, right? But the TARDIS has already been accepted. It's just the TARDIS. So and also, usually, in my opinion, they just use this. I don't say the same exact things, but you use some of the villains, and they're already established as these villains. So it's not like you look at a Cyberman and you go, "Whoa, that's so sci-fi," because it is, but it's already been used so much. And even spaceships, where it's like he's on a spaceship. When isn't he?
Yeah.
Things
when
like
is
that.
he not in a spaceship?
That's what I'm saying. Like his ship, TARDIS is a spaceship. So when you see the idea of just, now he's fighting against the Daleks, which again isn't new, but fighting against the Daleks with humans, which is not new, but it hasn't been done in a war, humanoid, which hasn't been done in a while, and then shrink him down to put him into the body to see why the Dalek is saying, I want to destroy Daleks.
Yeah.
And it was so interesting, the idea that, not only is it malfunctioning, right, but it could be corrected, and then it could be, in a way, talked out of the correction. Because its feelings weren't wrong. It was just on a different path than it was originally.
Right.
Very interesting stuff.
I just love the fact of how the Doctor would address him. All right, Rusty, let's see what's wrong with you.
Can I call you Rusty? He was just, can I? It was really fun, yeah.
That was so beautiful.
It was. Another fun thing, too, something that wasn't really picked up in episode 3 so much, but I really want to see a lot more of it, is Clara with Mr. Pink.
Yeah.
I don't know, I really enjoy the guy, and I really enjoy their interactions. It's very cute, and it's something we also haven't seen in a while, because with Amy, not only was she already married, but it's just we only saw most of their social life, in my opinion, after the Doctor was they were weaning off of each other.
Right.
That's when I think we really saw, hey, look, you two are people, where for a while it just felt like I am only attached to, and technically you could argue, yes, Clara is in a weaning off phase from the Doctor as well, but still, because still, it's good to see either way. A lot more of her and being a teacher, and you know, it's the idea of new sets, new settings, new ways to tell your story without having it just being, the Doctor, he's so awesome. He is awesome. I am awesome. A lot of different ways to show, hey, listen, there's going to be a man in her life now, and frankly, he regrets what he did, and also being a soldier, it's a very real thing, and I think that's also a great thing too, picking up real things where the man used to be a soldier. That's why he, in his, I don't know why he does gym and another class. Maybe he just teaches PE as overall or something. But so he was teaching. Clearly he's a gym coach as well, and it's just what are you, children?
Well, that's the whole joke, kind of, though. He doesn't teach PE. He's a math teacher, and everyone's constantly correcting the Doctor whenever he says it. There's one point he's talking to a bunch of students, and he's like, "Why don't you go ask Mr. PE?" And she says, "You mean the math teacher?"
Excuse me.
What?
We're not there yet.
I know, but I'm just saying
You're
be
spoiling. I don't think you understand. Okay, this is unraveling my entire love of this show. I don't think I can watch episode 4 now, because now I know that he currently is a math teacher. I mean, for Christ's sake, I don't know if I could love again.
Well, then I guess you won't mind if I spoil every other episode you haven't seen.
It begins with the Doctor dying a violent death. Wait, what episode? Every single episode. It's Reverse Clara. This series is Reverse Clara. The Doctor dies every single episode.
Oh God.
And the line is quickly followed with, "You killed the Doctor, you bastard."
God damn it. No, but anyway. I will say, for you will be pleasantly surprised with their interactions. And
all of you will be as well, especially when we get to those episodes. But, I seriously love Clara and Mr. Pink, though, because I love the idea of he's going over it in his head, which, again, is another very real thing for me, and I'm sure you as well, where you're like, it could have been like this, it could have been like this, but then this happened, right? And then just saying it, and she's like, show, is the desk wooden, or is that, is the desk making that hollow, that wooden banging sound, or is that you? And it's just, how long have you been there? Longer than you'd like. It's just the idea of, just so you heard the entire, yes. Even when, yes. But what about yes? So tell me, yes.
You want to just quit while you're ahead and accept that I heard everything?
Yes. Okay. But yeah. By the way, only thinking of episode 2. By the way, and of course the 3 when we get to it. How do you feel about the Doctor being cold? Because I feel like he's, we're warming up to him, but he himself, he just seems a bit more, a bit of, again, another throwback thing in a way to the original Doctor. Or the original Doctors, who seemed a bit more cold and calculated, where the idea of, he was already dead, I was just trying to save us. Now, I'm not saying the Doctor doesn't ever think that, but I feel like some of the recent Doctors would have at least worded that differently.
Yeah, no, he's definitely a lot more cold and calculating, and he's got that kind of social awkwardness to him now, where, he'll just say something as a matter of fact, and, Clara will look at him like, are you fucking kidding me? And he's like, what? And she'll just, shake her head, and he's like,
fair enough.
Now what did I do?
Putting it that way, it feels like the 11th Doctor had a bit of that, too. The 12th Doctor, feels like it's an era of I don't give a crap, I'm old.
Yeah, I guess you could put it that way. It's more of the 11th Doctor would say something, and then they would look at him, and then he'd be like, oh, that's bad. Right. Okay, I'll try not to say that again. The 12th Doctor will look at her and go what?
Did you not hear me? Should I say it louder?
Yeah, exactly. It's do I need to say it again?
Yeah, forgive me for your hard of hearing. Just damn it, Doctor. But how do you feel about that? Do you enjoy it? Do you not like it? Is it just a new experience for you?
Personally, I kind of enjoy it because it is a different take. Now it's something different than we've seen in the last. I mean, you could probably argue the last 3 Doctors, because you could argue that the 9th was a little bit colder, but he warmed up very quickly with traveling with Rose.
Right.
I feel like the 12th is more of, like you said, a mirror of the older Doctors.
And have you been able to take a chance to look at any of the older Doctors?
I've seen little bits and pieces of the older Doctors, yeah.
They're fun. If you ever get the chance to just throw your life away because of how much content there is in the older series, just go, I don't need to go to college, right? You can really just sit there and just marathon these and really enjoy not only the Doctors, but you could also enjoy the fact of, spoiler, the preview for episode 3 that we're doing today is a period piece, and they did a lot of those back in the day before they really set themselves on being sci-fi oriented. Did a lot of period pieces where they would be in the Renaissance, and they would be in a bunch of other places in France and then here and then there, and not all the time, but it would happen a bit more frequently that they would be in the past. And then all of a sudden, out of nowhere, it was just, wait a minute, the kids like the sci-fi. So they stuck with a more sci-fi setting for not the rest of the series, but, a decent amount, obviously. But it's always nice to have, But anyway, getting back to episode 2. So, I'm happy you like the Doctor being cold. I was in the middle, but it's weird because he's usually never wrong in the sense that he's cold.
Exactly.
But I sit there, that's the problem. Because if he was
you
wrong,
can't tell him he didn't do what he needed to do, because he'll look at you and say, okay, how else would you have seen that going? And you just look at him and go, and he's just like, that's what I thought.
Yeah.
It's
so
funny
true.
because he does address that in later episodes. I don't want to say anything more than that, but he does address that kind of thing later on.
Currently he does seem to be in a situation, at least in 2 and 3, where he's wondering if he is a good man.
Oh, yeah.
So, but, something cool that I noticed, and because of course the Doctor kind of pointed out a bit. He says, "Oh yeah, she's my carer," and then of course you laugh at first because you're in your head you think caretaker. It's like, she's my carer. Yeah, she cares because I don't have to. She cares when because I don't have to. But it also makes you think that's a good role for Clara, because while many of the companions have had that role in a way, one or another, it's still good to bring up because some people sit there, maybe not all, but some people, Matt Marrero, some people sit there and go, why are you still here, Clara? Because we mentioned this in the episode 1, yes. review, where she served her usefulness, and that's not her fault as a character or anything, because they gave her the plot, the purpose. You are the Omega. You are the one and only. You are the Doctor's savior. I've saved him. Oh, well, I mean, I guess
I feel like the reason why some people, not going to point any fingers, might believe that, Clara's basically used up her usefulness and that her time is kind of done and she should, just get the fuck off the TARDIS already.
I never said that. People.
Wink, wink, nudge, nudge, say no more.
I'm just...
But I feel like it was an awkward transition from her time with the 11th to the 12th because, like you said, they kind of did give her this ultimatum of her character, and it feels like that's been resolved.
Yes, that is true. It does feel like
I can understand why you would think that. And it's a legitimate point, but I feel like there are other ways they can work that in there. Like, yes, she saved the Doctor that time and throughout all of his timeline. But wouldn't that also mean his future, too?
Yes, you see, that's where things get complicated, and
exactly.
it's very upsetting because Stephen Moffat is a very funny man, and he's said a lot of funny things. But then it feels like the way he tries to write off, criticisms like this, he goes, "Well, my kid gets it, so if my kid got it, how can't you?" And it's like, but your kid, I'm assuming, didn't question these things. He just accepted them as fact. That's very scary. For someone to say, but, and mind you, again, very funny. I loved his Twitter, where he would say things, I don't know if you know this, people would say things like, don't kill Rory again, or, don't kill Rory again, or I'll come to your house with pitchforks. And he said, you have to pull it out of Rory first. He's great.
Oh, God.
He is hilarious. He's funny, and that's what I'm saying. Like, he's funny, but in some of the criticisms, it's a little upsetting because, you say to him, hey, you make a story like this and she's still around, and she also seems very wary of his future. And of course we talk about it in the first episode, so we have to say that. But it's just the idea of, again, he'll just come up with, oh, well, my kid got it, so you should too. It's like, well, it's not an idea of getting it. It's an idea of, like, what is there to get? Not about this exact situation. It's been about others, but I feel like it's still the same kind of train of thought where it's just, my kid got it. Why can't
I'm getting a sense of foreshadowing of, like, what I've seen of the episodes right now and what's going to be coming up next.
Right.
Oh, I can just imagine your reaction.
Oh,
I'm not going to...
We'll get to that. We'll get to that.
I'm not going to say anything because, oh, God.
But anyway, I'll just say this much. It's good for Clara to be able to do something. You know what I mean? Because, again, for a bit there, for at least one episode, and even the specials, she was fun, but it felt like, what is your purpose? I mean, you could argue, well, all of your friends don't have a purpose. I mean, they kind of do. Yeah, you can say they make me happy, whatever. But, they also haven't done crazy things. Like, it wasn't like, okay, like, I didn't meet you, let's say, where it was like, and then Tristan saved my life. You know what I mean? Where it was just like, well, no, we just met in high school. Like,
not that you know of.
Thing, like, thank you, if that is true. But you're a lying bastard, but thank you.
Okay, I'll remember that next time.
Next time there's just a need to save me, it's just, where's Tristan?
There's an oncoming car. I wonder if I should tell Matt.
That's awkward. I'm in my home.
Cheating bastard.
That's awkward. I'm at home right now, so
never mind.
I think you threw it. But anyway, so I think something interesting, by the way, in episode 2 we see Missy, which makes me think, who is Missy? I think it's just crazy, the idea of people are actually dying and then they go to this place. Where in the first episode it was just, oh, were you transported? But clearly the woman was not transported in episode 2. She died. Yeah. So it's very interesting to bring Missy back. And Also what's interesting too is that Missy did not appear in episode 3 with Robin Hood.
Right.
Now, I know no one really died, but still, it makes me think something that we'll get to once we talk about Robin Hood. But,
right.
Something very interesting. But anyway, so how did you feel about the end of this episode with the Dalek talking to the Doctor? Or, the Doctor putting his memories, trying to bring his joy into the Dalek. How did that make you feel when we saw what happened?
I mean, I thought that was a really powerful piece, actually. I was on the edge of my seat thinking, like, oh my God, he did it. He's actually made a Dalek, see what he sees.
Right.
And it was basically, you're at the point of, you're on top of the roller coaster and you're just about, it's like, you're sitting there and it's like, that's a pretty nice view up here. I wonder if I could catch, oh dear God. And then it
was just
fell
terrible.
apart right in front of his face, and he's just like, it's like, I see beauty, I see the universe, and he's like, yeah. It's like, I see hatred. No.
Oh my God.
God damn it.
You know what that reminds me of? The internet. That is a perfect description of the internet. Just I see beauty. I see
potential. I see failure. I see hatred.
I see butthurt. I see hatred. Like, that's just how I view the internet. And I think that's very. I don't know why that just appeared right now. Not even in my notes. Just.
You'd think that Dalek from the Ninth Doctor's, when he downloaded the internet, you think he would have exploded?
Arguably, yes. There's actually some very funny pictures of what happened after the Dalek downloaded the internet that I'm sure you can look up that are just really great. The captions are wonderful. But anyway, talking about this episode, at the end of it, I was just like, it was such a moving piece because for me, I will never get tired of the Doctor seeing a Dalek, right? And then having the exchange, and especially when it's the first time the Doctor regenerates again. And if you can say, it's just to show any new fans what he feels about the Daleks, but still, I can never get over it because of what they do each and every time, where this time around, because it's not like it's just like the Ninth Doctor thing where it's like, he saw a revelation in the, the Dalek saw. No, it's just the idea of, look, I've seen what these Daleks can do, what one can do, but the majority do this. And it's, it's a strange thing when it turns into like a race argument, if you will. But in this one case with the Daleks, literally the majority of them commit genocide on a not even daily, hourly basis. Right. But it was just such an interesting piece, especially when you bring up the idea, when the Dalek brought up the idea of just, I realized that, it is futile. Where usually people say resistance is futile in the face of an empire. And he said resistance is futile in the face of life, in the face of the grand scheme of things. Just, the cogs just keep on moving, the machine just keeps on going. No matter what we do, a star is born. How nuts is that as an ideal, as ideas? And then, of course, later on, we see... and this is what really got me, where again, even if the Doctor learns, okay, this Dalek, is, if not good, but I tried to make him good. He was almost there, and they saw my hatred. And that is what made him become a Dalek killing machine. But even then, that's not what the Doctor wants.
Right.
And just, the one line that really gets to me where I'm setting up, just the one line of beauty to me is just, is him saying, I wanted to make you a good Dalek, and the Dalek saying, you are a good Dalek.
Yeah.
It was mentioned, but previously, of course, but it's just, I believe it was the first episode with Winston Churchill and the 11th Doctor. But still, it's still a glorious line no matter how many times it's thrown at me, that the Doctor is a good Dalek.
Yeah.
How do you feel, right? The same kind of...
Yeah, definitely the same kind of... I don't really even know how to put that into words, but just the look on his face.
Yeah.
When the Dalek, said that to him, it was just...
just this look of just being ashamed of everything,
Yeah.
of his entire lives, just of everything he's ever done, just feeling this intense, just sadness. Oh
Yeah.
man, it was just, whew.
And
But,
with those eyebrows.
Yes, I know, right? Bushy eyebrows. Yeah.
Yes,
so
I
now
had
we
to go
jump to
and ruin
episode.
the moment.
No, it's fine. You always do. Episode 3. The thing I wanted to mention before, now that we're here, I was wondering if this episode was switched. Now, what do I mean by switched? I don't know if you know this, but not even last series, the series before. Wow. There was a situation where one of the episodes was moved from the later part of the series break into an earlier part. So what that ended up doing was that ended up changing I think they were trying to make flesh references. Yes, they were. We're trying to make it reference to Amy being pregnant or not, or flesh stuff or whatever. And they ended up, because they moved the episode, they did have something tacked on to the end of the episode. Oh, I remember. I'm sorry. They had the flesh thing tacked on to the end of the episode, but it was, but it wasn't like you saw the Doctor going into his TARDIS. That could have just been added on at any time post production. But the episode itself did not have any situations with the woman. I forgot what she was called, but she was the one helping Amy give birth.
Yeah.
Madame Kavarian, I believe. Yes. Kavarian was not
God.
looking at Amy in that episode at all, so she didn't do any kind of references to her at all in that episode. Now, usually those are added in post production anyway, or they could just be easily taken out or put in. But still, she would not mention that episode, and it was made before that mid season finale where Amy was shown to be pregnant.
Yeah.
Right. So what that means is, at the time we were like, oh, why is that missing? And then now, a bit later we learned, oh, the episode was moved. So there were, so it wasn't filmed in. So I'm wondering if this was situation episode 3, because Missy was not involved at all. Which is a strange thing to do when you have, when you're trying to
you just introduced it, yeah.
Yeah. Well, no, I mean, they always do that. You always see, the only other time when something wasn't moved that it was missing, actually, strangely enough. Do you remember, I think it was a Girl in the Fireplace?
Yes.
Yes. In that episode, we had no references to Torchwood, and we also had both, let's say Amy and Rory, both Mickey and Rose fighting. Why? Because Moffat was not told any different. Moffat wrote that episode, and he was not told to put in a Torchwood thing, nor was he told that they reconciled. So one episode after they seem pretty happy, they're arguing again.
Yeah.
So yes, I'm wondering if this episode was moved, and we might learn it at a later date, quite possibly. Yes. But anywho, so how did you feel about the concept of what?
Oh, no, you're right. Keep going. Sorry.
No, I was going to say, how do you feel about the concept of episode 3? But if you had a question, I mean...
Yeah, no, I confused myself.
Fair enough.
I thought episode 3 was actually pretty good, too. I love the fact, at the beginning, and Claire is just, saying, oh, no, we can't do that. And he's like, what? I said you could pick, wherever, whoever, whatever you wanted to do. And she's like, you're just going to laugh at me. And it's like,
yeah.
It's like, no, I wouldn't do that. She goes, fine. I want to meet Robin Hood.
Well, I wouldn't laugh at you, but you're wrong.
It's like, oh, you're serious.
It was terrible.
You're shitting me, right?
That and the idea that Robin Hood existed. Still surprised that he's not.
Oh yeah, as soon as the Doctor stepped out of the TARDIS and the arrow hit the side of it, I was just like, yes. And he just
I was so excited.
He just looks at it like, who the fuck has the balls? And just looks around.
Robin Hood.
Yeah, exactly.
I feel like we should go around doing that, and we should record it and see how many people punch us in the face. Just go to bars, just be like, you're sure, to see a man with very ripped muscles, be like, your muscles are very ripped, ha 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 ha, just for no reason, just to keep up. But oh man, the episode
I've
itself,
seen better.
Punched in the face. Just oh my god,
fatality.
fatality. Not Robin Hood wins. But seriously,
And
Robin Hood is such an asshole.
Oh yeah, but he's an asshole in the best way.
At first he wasn't, though. He went for the killing blow on the Doctor.
Yeah, but he wasn't.
But he wasn't going to kill him with the killing blow with the sword.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was.
Shut up.
We don't know. No, but I mean, other than it's weird. I think it's just a thing of the times. You know, that's how I feel. Like I feel like it's just a situation of this is where we were. Where it's just, you know, Gravity Falls had a joke like that recently, where they were in a museum and they just saw it was like, you know, it was like romance in olden times or marriage in olden times, and it was just a pilgrim man picking up a woman, you know, on his shoulder, basically just like, and she was like, get me off, jerk, basically. And it was romance in olden times. You know, it's a thing of the era. So you look at Robin Hood, and it's just like, you know, and him basically going for the killing blow, and it's like, well, you know, I mean, that's what they did.
Well, I mean, I just love the fact that he fought him with a spoon.
That was glorious. That is complete Doctor, because that's complete Doctor. Because, you know, I thought he was going to go barehanded. I didn't know what he was going to do, but no, he puts on his gloves and he busts out his spoon. Because that is pure. Yeah, no, because, you know, I mean, I remember the third Doctor knew Kung Fu. I think he used swords, but then again, that was also a different time in general, like in life, you know, in our life. But in our universe,
but I just love the fact like they kept something like in a way silly like that.
Yes.
Because
you know,
you look at the 12th Doctor and he's like, you know, I don't like hugs. I'm very serious. Get out of my TARDIS. And then he pulls out a fucking spoon to fight Robin Hood.
Because to him, that is a legitimate weapon. Because to him, he doesn't like guns. He doesn't like soldiers.
Yes.
I still enjoy his hatred of soldiers, by the way. It's very funny. Where it's like, you don't have to be like, do you have guns? I was like, damn it.
Yeah.
But yeah, and I love the witty banter between Robin Hood and the Doctor. I want Robin Hood to be on the TARDIS with the Doctor.
That was perfect.
Just the both of them just going at it. I mean, the only time it became troublesome was when it's just, we kicked the keys down there. You know, where it's like, guys, you know you learned your lesson by now. Come on. You know, that was too much.
Oh, that was beautiful. I honestly love that scene. Just
I
they
can
fight
understand, but...
Just the look when they just look at each other and the Doctor's like, well, there is one bright side to this, and Robin Hood looks at him like, how the fuck could there be a bright side to this? And he's just like, at least Clara wasn't here to see that.
Yes, that was brilliant. That was so accurate. But up until that moment, I mean, I don't know, that moment just felt like too much for me. But everything else was glorious because you know, you get a Doctor like this, because even let's say the 11th Doctor, he would disagree with him slightly, but also kind of be like, oh, you know what, it is fun to laugh with you, even though he wouldn't want to at first and probably think he'd be very annoying. But he I don't know, it'd be in a weird way where he'd think he was annoying, but he'd maybe make fun of him a bit, you know, but like it wouldn't be anything. But this Doctor, it's just complete and utter, like, you know, like, hey, you know, ha ha ha, stop with the laughing. Why the laugh? You know, what do you have to laugh about? You know, all right, stuff.
Stop it.
Stop it, old man. You know, old man Doctor. You know, but yeah, it's just, and also as I mentioned earlier, it's nice to have another period piece. You know, I feel like it's a concept we've been missing for a while. I mean, I don't think it's been that long. I mean, technically, it happened in the 50th special. You know, 50th anniversary. But I think it's really been a long time since we've seen an episode dedicated to olden times.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah, and also having someone like Robin Hood there, who is also, as we mentioned, I think before the episode itself, a very good ally to have on your side. Because if the Doctor ever needs to have another space war, you know, I mean, they happen every series, to have another space war, you know, he has Robin Hood on his side, who, you know what, I have to say this much, that's a bit upsetting. Robin Hood is so good that I really do wish that he was a robot, now that I think about it, because he was too good. You know what I mean? Well, like, Robin Hood was way too good at being, like, you know, and I know it's like, later on his stories become legends. But still, like, it was still...
Well, yeah, I mean, I was going to say, you don't become a legend for nothing, bro.
You can, though. Actually, in theory, you can, because your stories can be exaggerated. Now, I'm not saying to the point where I want Robin to be, like, you know, fat or anything, like short and and
okay.
Let me rephrase this. When I say short and fat, right? I mean, like, remember, this is coming from a short and fat guy. When I say short and fat, I mean, like, in the sense that, very unathletic is what I meant. I did
You're
not
gonna lay
mean,
off the adipose, dude.
You know what? That's actually what I'm thinking of, a very adipose type situation. What? The adipose ran very fast. Wait, I just thought about wait a minute, the adipose ran very. No, but again, coming from a short guy who's kind of heavy, I mean, like, and also very unathletic. I'm referring to, like, I'm not saying I need, we needed a very short, unathletic,
no, I know,
non-dreamy.
His
Robin
skills
Hood.
were not, portrayed, to be what they were.
No, I'm saying, like, again, his skills were, like, insane, in my opinion. To where it's just,
right.
You sit there and you're just like, dude, like, it would have made more sense if you were a robot, actually. And I know it's Doctor Who, but at the same time, and believe me, he helped a lot, which was good. But it was just, it was strange in that sense, where I would have been happy with another situation of, actually, I am a robot, but I mean, let's be honest, I'm good. And it's like, fair enough, Robin Hood, you are good. Because, and I mean, hey, I will admit, even though because he wasn't a robot, it made that very lovely speech at the end with him and the doctor, where it's just, I'm as real as you. And I was like, damn, that's good.
Yeah, that was the other thing that I really loved about the episode, like the comparison they make. And I think even the doctor said to, like, Clara, it's like, or maybe it was Robin Hood talking to Clara, like, why do you look up to him so much? And it's like, or, why do you want to believe that he's, the hero that, you've always heard him to be? It's like you've never even met the guy and you think he's, the greatest thing since sliced bread. And she just looks at him like, really?
Well, no, it was...
You want me to answer that question?
No, here's the thing. It wasn't that. It was the idea. Though, fair enough. That is a good one. But I think it was more the idea that it's just, why, what made you start believing in impossible things?
Yeah.
And then she's just like, are you serious? Bro, are you serious?
Yeah, I don't think she even, like, answers him. I think she's just, like, walks away.
Yeah, she's just like, she kind of gives him a look, and she's like, yeah, like, but anyway, by the way, something that really made me so excited, and I know you didn't pick this up, because I assume you didn't, but I know you heard it, at least. You heard it, but it didn't click for you. Do you remember when the doctor mentioned that there could be a theme park from the future?
Yeah.
That's a real thing. That happened in the comic books. There are theme parks in the future that have robot versions of, like, different lands and different areas.
Oh, wow. Wow.
Yes. Yes. The doctor was traveling with a robot dinosaur that talked for about a couple of issues with Amy and Rory. It was amazing. It was beautiful. I know, right? And it was great too because it was just him and the dinosaur, at least just there. Well, when he first met the dinosaur, it was wonderful because they were just like, wait a minute, and all of a sudden, like, he kind of like shines. I think he shines like the sonic screwdriver in his eye or something happens where the dinosaur's just like, what the, and all of a sudden they're like, all right, stop this, stop the thing, stop it, stop stop the theme park or whatever. And all of a sudden, when a guy comes out from, like, the idea of, like, the behind the curtain, and he's just like, oh hey, that's, so this is, doctor, you came back, but sadly you came right in the middle of the park. And he's like, I did, didn't I? Right? And they're talking, and it's just, and the doctor's just, I think it was the doctor or Rory was, like, kind of poking the dinosaur, examining him, and he's like, dude, he's invading my personal space. Because he considers himself an actor. He's like an actor. So he's just like, yes, I'm an actor. I'm a dinosaur. It's just... It's just a beautiful thing because he's a robot, but he's not like I am only a dinosaur. No, he believes he's just an actor. So he's like, yes, I portray a dinosaur at this. It's just wonderful. So anyway, it was a very cool issue, by the way. I won't go into it because we don't have enough time. But anyway, so they exist, theme parks in the future. So I was very excited to see him bring that up, and I was like, I read that issue. I've barely read any comics for Doctor Who, but it's like, I read that issue.
Right.
Oh, man. Also, by the way, doctor takes a bite of an apple, inspects it after the bite, not before. right? This apple was poisonous. I inspected it afterwards, and then I died. So I realized it was poisonous.
Therefore...
Yeah. But yeah. Also, by the way, I don't know if you noticed, I don't think it was in episode 2, but in episode 3, the doctor calls the king's brother a pudding head. And it was really funny because he mentioned that in the first episode. So it just kind of, it makes me chuckle a bit, where it's just like, it's like he could, that, I hope that's his catchphrase, basically. You're a pudding head.
Yeah. I believe he does keep that up.
Good. That's a good thing. But anyway, how do you feel about episode 3? I know I mentioned, like you said you liked it, but overall, just, you're a big fan of the Robin Hood, brave Sir Robin?
Yeah. Brave Sir Robin ran away.
No, I didn't.
Oh, God. Yeah. Could you imagine if the episode had been like that?
That would have been wonderful. That would have been amazing, and I would have enjoyed it.
Yes.
I gotta be honest, I would have liked it. Sadly, we just got heroic Robin Hood doing cool things, damn it.
I know.
I hate this so much.
So bummed.
I'm so bummed that Robin Hood was like epic and crap, damn it. Why did he help save the day? Damn that. Oh, I just remembered one of his beautiful lines. Just a lovely, gorgeous Clara comes out dressed in, what you would consider royal garb for the time, right? And she's like, are there more in there? Like, how many women do you have in there, man? He's just, doctor, only the one.
Or really, you could think of it, the one that just came out's not good enough?
Well, no, the doctor would just say the one that... No, it's funny. You say that. The doctor would be like, oh, no more looking like that. Maybe a few better ones.
Yeah.
No, because the doctor
like, you sure about this one? She's rather round in the face.
Yeah, no, he's been recently taking a shit all over Clara. It's just, can you, is it too narrow in there? It's like, if you make a joke about my hips, oh, no, you're built like a man. I'm like, doctor. This was episode 2. It's like, doctor, what are you doing? Why is he doing this now? Like, I'm wondering if he's older. He's just seeing things a bit differently. Where, you're young, you're just like, hey, all these ladies. Like, you get a bit older, you're like, You're older, you're like,
Well, because that's what I feel like their relationship is kind of turned into. The doctor is... They're like... I guess you could think of it as... The doctor's like the uncle that you grew up with,
right. Well, I was going to say
but he's not biologically related to you.
Right.
He's like that friend of the family.
Yes.
Where you know him well enough, and he'll make cracks about you, but you won't take it too personally. But then again, you can always dish it back out too.
Right.
But he's heir of, he is older than you, or, he's... It's hard to explain.
No, not really. You just said it perfectly. That's all you had to say. He's just, it's just the idea of he's just, he's an old man. Literally, just, he's the, like in a way, it's like I saw her grow up, so in no way do I feel any attraction towards her. Right. She's actually quite ugly. Right? Where maybe it's like if you, if it had been different, where it'd be like, oh, not a friend of the family, meets you at like 22, it's just like, hello. But now it's just like, no, I saw her grow up. She actually looks quite ugly. You take the glasses away. You take those, the anonymous stranger glasses away, and you're like, no, I know this person. Yeah. And also I'm a lot older than this person, right? Which doesn't stop some people, but, it stops some. So, yeah. So, we are at the end of our show. Hooray. Oh, no. Actually, we have one.
Hooray,
one
get
caller.
me the fuck out of here.
We have one caller. I would like to put him or her through. Hello, caller. What were you saying about my people? Nothing. We were just. Whoa.
Damn it, Matt! I told you.
You just wanna try to get us out of here? Discrimination? No, man. We're just.
I think you mean extermination?
The same? Oh, I'm just a little. So, Tristan, you want to play us out, or maybe we can just talk about Pokemon giveaway? Yeah, sure.
Sure.
Okay, so apparently want free Pokemon? Yes, of course. Yes. Okay, so via those guys on the radio, you can go look at our Tumblr, our Twitter, and our Facebook. Exterminate! Okay, you can go our Tumblr, by the way, is which is also our website, thoseguysontheradio.tumblr.com, or our Facebook, Those Guys on the Radio, or our Twitter, Those Guys Radio, with the name Professor Oak. Isn't that funny? It's not funny? Okay, so what we're doing is we're giving away 6 shiny Pokemon for the month of October, and they're also very battle ready, coming straight from Satish Rams, one of our hosts, his personal collection, because he's a competitive battler. I like Satish, of course you do. Anyway, so yeah, basically we're giving away 6 shiny Halloween themed Pokemon, battle ready, and you can like us on Facebook, follow us on Twitter. All right. Oh, yeah, I guess so. I guess he would. You could like us on Facebook. You can follow us on Twitter and on Tumblr. And by doing that, it is an entry. But also, the other thing that you have to do is you have to find the posts that we have shared through, on our Facebook, our Twitter, and our Tumblr, just to make sure that we've, clarified that you are doing this not just because you love us, because you want to support us and help us out, also because you want a free shiny Pokemon. So yes. So, you can get 6 shiny Pokemon. You can help us out. And please, if you don't win a Pokemon this month, we will be giving away Pokemon next month and the month after that. So don't, all hope is not lost. I know, all hope is not lost. So please don't kill us if you want the Pokemon. I will think. Okay, cool. So
Matt, I think he's getting closer.
Okay. So goodbye, everyone, and hopefully I'll see you again another time. And
quick, get in the blue box.
Those guys, thank you for listening to Those Guys.